Again, all right? What's up, nerds?
Here we go. So the next chunk of notes that you guys need to write down should be titled like this, all right? Indirect statement. All right, don't worry, the next chunk you can title it like that. So this is called indirect statement. And let me just preface this chunk of notes with this. I'm going to have two things to say, okay? And I'm wasting time once again. I told y'all that chapters 1 through 6 can never be forgotten. And I mean that. I also told you that chapters 1 through 6 prove to me who's willing to do what this class takes, which is memorize. All right? And I said that because I told y'all very, very often, I said, those who can show me that they can excel in chapters 1 through 6 will do fine in all the rest of Latin. I said it's your last chance to really prove to yourself and to me that you have that concept, those concepts from chapters 1 to 6 memorized. Because from this point on, you're going to be in it. Like, this is now very complex, but delightful if you have the patterns memorized. It's delightful if you have the vocab down. It's delightful if you know your endings and what they do. All right? This is such a fun part of language learning. Okay? So here we go. What the heck am I talking about? What's the flippin' difference between direct statement and indirect statement? So, using my first period class's names, I'd made a bunch of sentences. Sorry, I should have changed them for you guys. All right? Kamari, he says, I see a bird. All right? Abby says, you do not see a bird. I almost see a bird, says Mia. I do not like birds, says Eden. And then Felipe says, birds are not real. All right, so these are direct statements. What makes them direct statements?
They're saying something.
This is their direct quote.
Yes.
That's a direct statement. They are saying something, and it's coming directly out of their mouth as they say it. Is that mind-blowing or what?
Yeah.
Whoa, crazy. So what's the difference between direct statement and indirect statement? Let me go ahead and just give y'all the quickest definition of a indirect statement. Somebody reports what somebody else just said. Isn't that easy? Somebody reports what somebody else said. So an indirect statement of the first sentence would be what?
Kamari sees a bird.
No. Kamari says that he sees a bird. Very good. Now, the thing about these reports is that every report has to take place from the neck up. Now, neck up verbs are verbs that you do with your mind, mouth, ears, eyes, everything that can happen from the neck up, perceiving, wondering, judging, thinking, considering, saying, shouting, hearing, whistling, anything that can take place from the neck up will always start an indirect statement. Do you guys understand? Yeah. Because what did I say indirect statements are? They are a reporting, which only can take place with your head. They are a reporting of something that's been said. So, that's what it sounds like. Kamari thinks that he sees a bird. Abby asserts that Kamari does not see a bird. Mia imagines that she sees a bird. You guys see that? These are direct statements, but this is somebody else reporting what someone says and using their own neck-up verb to understand that in a deeper way. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? All right, they're using their own neck-up verb to understand what someone has said in their own way. Eden shouts that she does not like birds. Felipe convinces himself that birds are not real. Do y'all feel the neck-up nature of each of these? All right, what else is super common in every single one of these sentences?
Thinks, asserts, imagines, shouts, convinces.
I already said that. Those are all neck-up verbs. What else is similar about every single one of these sentences? That. All right? That is in every single one of these sentences. Now, in English, guys, just to be clear, English, that is a conjunction. All right? Now, these are those neck-up verbs. That will always follow in English. It will follow those neck-up verbs. That's the same in Latin, but there is no conjunction there. You'll just see a neck-up verb. Hold on, do not leave. I'll write emails, okay? All right? That is there in English, but in Latin it's not. You'll just see that neck-up verb, and you'll know that there is an understood that. Okay, trust me, you'll learn how to do this. All right? What are these?
The statements.
What are they, though? Grammatically, what are they? They are the indirect statement. This whole thing is the indirect statement. These are dependent clauses. Look at them. They're sentences by themselves, aren't they? Birds are not real. She does not like birds. She sees a bird. Kamari does not see. Y'all see that those are basically full sentences if they belong to themselves? But since they are dependent upon this whole phrase, that means that they are dependent sentences, dependent clauses. And in Latin, they look differently. All right? Don't worry, I'll send an email to every one of your teachers, okay? All right? So, this is just something that I want y'all to know. Don't write this down. Y'all can look at this when you do your homework tonight. All right? Tonight's homework is so important, guys. Do not come to class tomorrow without this homework done. You guys got me? Okay? Read through these. Make sure you understand these things. I've kind of already talked about them. This is exactly what an indirect statement is. It just reports what someone else has said. In English, you'll see the conjunction that, but in Latin, it's not going to be there. These are the three things that I want you guys to understand. All right? Write these down before you go. This is it. In sentences that are called indirect statement sentences, you will have a neck-up verb. That's element number one. In the in the dependent clause, the one that was orange that I highlighted, you will see an accusative. But that accusative is the subject of what's being stated. The accusative is the subject of what is being stated or thought or considered or neck-upped of some kind. And then the verb of what that accusative subject is doing is going to be an infinitive. All right? Now, there are slides that will give you examples before you do your exercise. Look at those slides with the examples on them. Use these review PowerPoints the whole time you are doing your homework tonight. All right? Your homework is on this last slide. All right? It's 6 sentences, and every single one of them have indirect statements in them. So identify those 3 elements: a neck-up verb, an accusative subject noun in the dependent clause, and an infinitive. That's what that accusative subject noun is doing. All right? That's an indirect statement in Latin. Okay? And come to class with that done. This is a very important piece of homework. I don't give you guys a whole lot of written homework like this. This is very important that y'all do this tonight. All right? Yes.